Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna share this penne recipe with you guys. It was kind of like inspired by doing like a spaghetti with meat sauce, but of course being vegan. And so here's what I kind of came up with, and it was so good. So we're gonna start by just chopping up an entire onion, dicing that up into small pieces. Then I'm going to take some extra virgin olive oil and put it into my pan, very, very little, but just enough to make sure that the onions don't stick. Meanwhile, I have another pot coming to a boil and gonna add my noodles to that as soon as that comes to a boil. Here's the meatless ground beef. This stuff is good, guys. I got this one at Sprouts. I've also tried the one from Trader Joe's and love that as well. It looks like it too. It's so weird. Now, this is basically cooked all the way for you as it is, but you're just kind of heating it through since it is frozen. So I'm gonna treat this like I would normally any kind of meat sauce, and I like to add my onions, add my ground beef, whatever it is I'm using, and then add my spices. So for spices, I'm gonna do a little bit of oregano, and not too much. Oregano is pretty powerful, it's pretty strong, so just a little bit, give it some flavor. Then I'm gonna go in with some thyme, and I'm sorry, I don't have that in the package, I have it like in a loose thing. Anyway, some thyme. I like thyme. I think it's good. Now I'm also going to use, these are from Trader Joe's, super lazy, super great. And this is actually some frozen, like little ice chunks of basil. And I have this for basil and garlic, and I'm going to add that into it as well. Added about 5 chunks of the basil and about 4 of the garlic, and that's totally your preference, whatever it is, how much or how little you like. But I will say this sauce definitely came out very like herby. Is that a word? Herby. And I really like that though. I think it really gave it all the flavor, and so I'm good with that. But just gonna mix that in, and those of course will defrost in the mixture as well. I'm gonna actually do 2 types of pasta because I was running out of this one, and just I'm like, let's mix it, whatever. So I have like a whole wheat pasta, and I also have the brown rice pasta as well, and they basically cook around the same amount of time, so it was good to go that way. But got that going, and essentially guys, once this is up to a boil for about like 10 minutes, like most pastas are, it's basically done. I mean, this whole meal takes like 15 minutes tops. I'm gonna add a can of tomato sauce to my mixture, and this is what's gonna create our sauce for us. I'm also going to add a can of stewed tomatoes. I really like to add that in like meat sauces. I think it's really tasty, so gonna do that. Then to get some added greens into this dish without even really tasting it, I'm gonna take a bag of frozen spinach, and I'm gonna use half the bag. You could even use a little more actually, because it's already like wilted down, and now you're just defrosting it in the mixture. But this was a good amount. I was happy with this. And so I'm just gonna mix that into my sauce, and I'm gonna let this come to a like light simmer and just let this kind of cook away while the noodles finish up. And that's all you do for the sauce, guys. Delish. Once the noodles are done, I'm going to drain them. Now at this point, you can do it, everyone has their preference with this, right? Where you can put the noodles by themselves into a dish and put some sauce over top, or you can add the noodles into the sauce and toss it all together. I mean, whatever you want. We usually just do it all together, but you know, again, to each their own. So that's what I'm doing though, is just mixing this all in there. I thought this was such a delicious pasta. I was telling my husband when we were eating it too, I was like, you know, it tastes very like rich in flavor, but it's super light. You know how sometimes pasta dishes can be so like heavy and just sit really heavy on you? This did not at all, but still resembled true meat sauce. Anyway, I'm gonna take some of this Daiya mozzarella cheese, which is of course dairy-free cheese, and put a little on top. You could obviously have added this into your mixture while it was still like heating through if you want it to be more like melted. I'm kind of one of those people that actually likes the contrast of cold and hot. It's just me. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys very, very soon.